morning. Got the water maker running. Tanks were about empty yesterday, so gonna work on that today. And I'm gonna make some pancakes. Hopefully you can hear me okay over that noise. So my last video was talking about Hell's Gate and how I worked on the engine. Well, the heat exchanger isn't the issue. So the engine is just not cooling. Whatever is going on inside of there, the coolant is just picking up more and more rust out of the engine. So the engine inside, the guts are just falling apart. We had a mechanic come out and he was basically like, your engine is gonna die at some point. It's an old engine. It's over 40 years old. He's basically like, yeah, it wouldn't be worth trying to open up and put it back together because that would be a lot of money. I mean, some friends are saying like I could probably do it myself, but then if I go through all that and it still doesn't work, then yeah, I mean. So, assuming that we have a dead engine, we have started making new plans, and the new plan is that this is where we are. We're in Stuart, Florida. Or Stuart is where we're gonna be moored. So if we put the boat on the hard, then we could either not live on it, or it would be a big pain in the ass to live on it on the hard. It would be uncomfortable and not great. So finding a way to stay on the boat is probably best. And staying on the boat on the mooring will definitely be cheaper than any apartment or anything to rent around here. Basically, we can't move the boat because we don't have an engine. So to get it towed, say to Indiantown, where there's a work yard and a reasonable price for that work yard, that's the tow company said, oh, it would cost you $3,000 to get towed from where we are to Indiantown. Well, we're not going to do that. But we can get towed to this mooring field under our Boat US membership. So we could get the boat towed that far to the mooring field, where we'll be safe for a while and we can get to land easily. There's a dinghy dock, and the marina there has a building with laundry and showers, so that'll be good. And parking. So that's kind of our next thing, is looking at vehicles so we can get jobs. I mean, we could maybe find some jobs in Stuart that we could walk to, but not definitely. And if I want to find welding work, which would be the best paying work for me, I'm gonna have to drive probably. So we've been applying to jobs. I've applied to at least 10 different jobs in the last couple days. A couple I've already gotten like no's from, which is fine. But yeah, that's gonna be the reality, is we are gonna get jobs, and this is where we are, because we're not gonna just leave the boat somewhere that we'd have to pay for it anyway. Like, there's no way to not pay for the boat to be somewhere, whether we're on it or not. So the best cost-effective way to deal with the boat is to continue living on it. And we have what we need. We've got water, we've got power, we've got a stove, and we've got a head. That's where we're at. My brother was like, "Oh, this is the drama. This is the part that YouTube likes or whatever." And I'm like, I don't have the ability to make something more exciting or more dramatic than it really is. Like, this is not a great place to be. We were hoping to be farther north for the season, and we're not. We're here. This is where we are, and so coming up with our best plan to deal with where we are is the best idea. So if we have a vehicle and a name storm comes and they tell people to evacuate, at least we have a vehicle that we can get in, grab our stuff, grab our important stuff and head north in a car for a couple days or whatever. It'll be interesting to talk to people here in Stewart. Like, what do you do during a name storm or during an evacuation notice? Because it's definitely something we've never dealt with before. I've never dealt with. So I guess this is one of those moments in a YouTube channel where I guess it's not a sailing channel anymore because we can't go sail. I mean, some people who don't have 37-foot sailboats are like, fuck it, go sail. That's what those sails are for. Well, an engine is not just important, it's critical. There's basically would be very, 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 very difficult to put up a sail and follow this narrow line in the water where the channel is deep enough for our keel to not run aground. So to be able to set up your sail to follow this very straight line is not reasonable. It's not a thing you just do. Now, if we had no keel, if our draft was like 3 feet, hell yeah, we'd just go sail somewhere, right? But we're not in that situation. We have a big keel. It's a big boat, and it's hard to move around. And no, you can't just sail without an engine on a boat this size. At least not for very long, very safely. And I want both of those things. I want to be safe and be able to do it for a long time. So even though I had some severe doubts and a moment of like, all right, I guess this is over. Like, we're just gonna give up. And Kelly's like, we're not fucking giving up. That's not happening. So I appreciate Kelly kicking me in the ass and saying we're not done yet. And it definitely reminded me of a moment when we were coming down the rivers and it was so cold, like so cold. We're just sitting in the cockpit, freezing, just like barely holding on to the wheel to get down the rivers. And I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna make it before I give up. And she's like, nope, we're gonna keep going. And I was glad I did, because we got to that beach and I got to make that video where it's kind of all right, well, you did at least this one part that you set a plan for. I accomplished that part of it. You know, some people like, oh, you want to go to the Bahamas, want to go to the Caribbean. It's like, yeah, I want to do those things too, but I also want to be able to keep going after that. Like, I'm glad that we're here in mid-Florida, so not in like Miami or Key West. I mean, if this would have happened in Key West, it probably would have ended it, because we wouldn't have been able, there's no way we could have afforded just to keep the boat there. Like, So yeah, we're at least here in a place that we can afford to keep the boat at this point and stay on, and we'll be able to get work here, and that'll move us towards the future. Yeah, I'm not gonna stop the channel, I guess. I don't know. It'll probably just be the rare video update. I don't know. We're not gonna have much sailing to talk about because we're not gonna be sailing. Maybe we'll join the sailing club here and be able to go sail on some small boats and do some fun sailing. That'd be nice. So we have options here, so I'm glad for that, and hope you're having a great day.